Hi, and welcome to this session about SAP HR Master Data Structures. My name is Knuzen. I'm the founder of Knuzen SAP HCM Security. We were founded in 2006 and have been delivering services within SAP HCM and security. We are today delivering security solutions within the entire SAP product portfolio, but we remain now focused in SAP HCM. You will be able to find information about us on our website, www.knuzen.com, as you can find on the screen behind me. But let's start with the customizing of master data structures. This session is about customizing of SAP master data structures in personnel administration, and we will in this session focus on customizing the two main structures from personnel administration. This is the enterprise structure and the employee structure. In our next section, we will look at those thoughts and decisions you as a consultant will have to take when you are deciding on what the elements should reflect in the structures. What are they supposed to be used for? But that will be for our next session. The two structures we have. The enterprise structures consist of 3 layers. It starts actually in finance with the company code. The company code is a legal entity. It reflects balance and result and belongs to finance. Then we have 2 areas here. We have the personal area and the personal sub area. Those are pure HR elements and will be customized. The personal area reflects locations. It is quite close to what we have in logistic plant, so you can have different locations in a country where you have plants or sales divisions or whatever. Then you can reflect those locations with a personal area. Underneath the personal area we have the personal sub area, and the personal sub area can reflect functions such as finance. It could be sales, it could be production, or shared service center. So this is the enterprise structure, company code, personal area and personal sub area. The next structure we'll have, the personal structure. This structure is a pure HR structure. It consists of the employee group and the employee subgroup. The employee group represents employees belonging to the company, which can be based on such as you are a permanent employee, or you are a temporary employee, you're a pensioner, or external. So this is the normal setup for the employee subgroup, or sorry, employee group. The employee subgroup, which we have underneath, is normally used for payroll and time setups. Of course, we will also use it for reporting and authorizations. So the different needs will reflect what kind of elements you are setting up. But we have 2 elements here, employee group and employee subgroup, which we will customize. So our task today is actually to create a new personal area, K3, for Ireland, and then we'll create a new personal sub area, K300, which will reflect the shared service center in Ireland. Then we'll create a new employee group 3 for temporary employees, and on this one we will create 2 employee subgroups, KH for hourly employees and KE for expatriated employees. So let's start the customizing. We'll go to the IMG, where we'll go into the enterprise structures and find, we can see for finance we also have the company code. We will not customize the company code, it belongs to finance. But we will go to the human resource management part, and here we will start to customize the personal area. We have a dialog box here where we can set up and copy the personal areas, and using the copy function here where we use an existing personal area for as a template. In this case, we were using KNZ2, and then we will create this KNZ3 for Ireland, which was our task, and press enter, and then we'll be able to see there are some features affected. Features is for an next session, but it's also customizable. Now we have created this KNZ3, and we will return, and then we will just change the text of this new personal area we have just created. We'll find it, and here we can see we have created it from Scotland. Now we'll name it Ireland, and then we will save it. Yes. There is also a copy function here. I will return to this copy function. Don't use it from this box. So now we have created the personal area, and we'll continue with the enterprise structure to create a personal sub area. Again, the copy function, and we'll select an existing personal sub area, K100, as a template, and we'll call it K300, which is the destination for copying, and it now drags up all the tables which is related to a personal sub area. You see again, features is affected. Features is small programs which you can use. We are now assigning the new personal sub area to KNZ3, the personal area, and now we can see the completed activities, K100 completed and copied to K300. Then we will change the text of the newly created personal sub area. Going through K300, you see that K300, and we call it shared service, and save it. Excellent. Again, you can see we have a copy function. Don't use it. I will return to it later. So that's it. That was a personal sub area. So then we will go from the personal area sub areas to the assignment. We have to assign the personal area to a company code, and this is done under assignment, human resource management, assign a personal area to company code. Here we have a table where we can see the different personal areas and how they are linked to a company code. And we have assigned our personal area here to a company code called KNUZ, which belongs to UK 08. In this case, we have created Ireland as 08. It should have been 11. That's actually the country code for Ireland, but we'll remain it here because otherwise we'll have to change the company code as well. And now we're going to the next structure, the personnel structure, and we're creating a new employee group, and 3 for temporarily. And it's just a table. This is actually a global table which will be used across all countries. Compared to employee subgroups and personal areas and personal sub areas, which are actually related to a country. So when we have created this employee groups, we will continue in the personal structure to create the personal or the employee subgroup. And again, we have the copy function, so we can use an existing employee subgroup as a template. We will use G0 here and create GE for expatriated. Excellent. And again, features are affected. And we'll create another one. We'll create one for the hourly employees as well. Enter. And again, features are affected. So now we have created 2 employee subgroups, the GE and GH. And then we'll change the text of them. And we'll go to GE and GH. And the first one will be we call expatriated. And the next one we'll call hourly employees. Then you can see underneath it, I have one called GI. It's actually an example of what not to do. It's when you're using this copy function here, you will only copy the text, but not all the groupings and indicators behind the employee subgroup. So don't use it. I'll be back. So that was actually personnel structure we have created, and now we'll have to assign the employee group to the employee subgroup in the assignment part. So, yeah. I'll find the temporary employees, and we see it's already assigned in this table. If it was missing, you would have to create this setting. We can see behind it what country it actually is used for. And we had also two entries here for active employees, which we don't need. So we will just delete them. They are also copied. When we made the copy, they was also created. So now we just delete them. So now we have those three we are using, G0 and GE and GH. And behind it you can see which countries they are allowed to be used for. So in this setup we can actually control which country a certain employee subgroup can be used for. This is actually the relation between the personal area and the employee subgroups, because in the personal area we also have this set up for a country code. Excellent. So now we will have to go and see why we should not just copy the text. In this you can see the groupings and indicators for personal sub areas, and you can see we have appraisal, leave types, time quotas, work schedules, holiday calendar, absent attendance types, time recording, substitution availability, pay scale type, area, legal person, and so on. There's a lot of indicators which is copied when you are using the correct copy function. And if they are missing, you will not be able to use the new personal area in the system. We also have for employee subgroups groupings and indicators, which I will show you here. And here you can see again all the indicators which has been filled out when we're using the correct copy function, and those which are left blank when we're just copying a text. And this is just one of the tables which are missing. So use the correct copy function when you're creating those elements. You can see they're blank up here. And that will result in errors when you are, for example, running payroll or running time management. And this was the table. So now we've been through the customizing of the personal area, sub area, employee group and subgroup. And we will now have to go to the unit test. We will have to test what we have done. That's part of our function as a consultant. And a small unit test is just to go through info type 01, just to make sure that we can actually hire an employee on the new elements we have created. So we are now hiring a new employee here to the KNZ3. Let me see if we can find it on the screen. You can see we can also find the employee group we just created. Number 3, the temporary employees. And then we'll have to find the employee subgroup for expatriated employees. Here it is. Yeah. And now we can start the hiring function, so we can actually test our newly created elements. We'll use reason, and then I've pre-selected a position, prepared, and we will save it. Info type 1 or 0 seems to be okay. We'll grant the employee a name as well. It is. And save it. Control S. Then we come to info type 1, and we will assign the employee and personnel sub area as well. and here we have the key K300 for the service center in Ireland. So we have the enterprise structure and personal structure, and we can save it. And it works. Here we have the vacancy, the relation to the organizational structure, also works. And that's it. So now we could continue with several other info types, but that would be for another session. But what we have done now, we have actually customized the structures, and we will been able to hire an employee. So we have actually done our unit test. So the next steps is actually to release our transport. It is to inform the business about the release, inform the release manager, and then inform security about the new master data which has been created. They need this information for their roles, so they will also have an interest in having this information. Yes, that was actually the customizing of the enterprise structure and the employee structure and personnel structure. We will be able and send up a new session about the master data, more about the what the elements should look like, what kind of thoughts and decisions you will have to make regarding authorizations, reporting, validation of data when you're setting those up. And you will also be able to find this information on our website, www.knuzen.com. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.